All right, welcome to the very first Prospect Talk podcast.
Woo!
Let's get it.
All right,
Let's
welcome,
get it,
boys.
let's
Welcome,
get it.
boys. All right, so before we get into everything we want to talk about, want to first kind of explain what Prospect Talk is, and then we'll go around introducing ourselves, and that way everyone gets a feel. All the listeners get a feel for who we are and how we are. So Eli, start with you, and then give the listeners a quick rundown of what Prospect Talk is.
Absolutely. Prospects Talks, it's going to be an online consulting basis where you're able to get consulting on sports, fantasy advice, really, even if you need consulting in your life, hit us up,
That's what we got Nando for.
Yeah,
we got somebody
chill.
for that.
Nan-
okay?
Nando's a bum. He can't be
But
out
pretty
here
much,
consulting people.
no, guys, to be honest, we keep up with
We
fantasy
give
sports.
expert advice about everything.
We keep up with fantasy sports, and we have a team of consultants that's pretty much able to help you guys out win your fantasy teams, your leagues, your at work. Everybody plays. Take home that glory, and that's what we do. We offer free podcasts, which is what you guys are listening to right now, and then also we have a DFS and weekly league fantasy podcast, which you have to subscribe to. But it's great content, guys. Recommend you go ahead and subscribe and listen to that. We're not jokish and acting the fools like we are on this one.
On this one, yeah.
Right,
This
so
one's
it's
a little bit
more serious.
more fun, more kind of just shooting the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The other one, we kind of get down to business a little bit more, and we're a little bit more informational. We're also gonna on our website. We're also gonna have different articles and blogs that we're gonna be having writers post on there for us, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, we have a great bunch of writers that we got to meet.
Content.
Yeah, some super good content. So next thing on the agenda is just everyone going around introducing themselves. All right, so I'll start with myself, Danny, yours truly, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm most likely
right.
going. Well, listen, don't interrupt my intro, okay, Nando? just do me that favor.
I'm trying to look out for the listeners.
Shut up. I'm the. I guess you could say I'm the big mouth of the group. You guys agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely one
Damn,
of them.
yo, let's hesitate a little bit more there, Doug, please. No, in all seriousness, I'll probably be a little bit more arrogant. I'll probably I try to have I try to be the most opinionated as possibly as I can. Hopefully, I'm not too annoying to.
Yeah, he's a New York sports fan, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, it comes with the territory, I guess. All right.
Yeah, so I'm Eli, guys. Nice to meet everybody out there. I'm pretty much the opinionated asshole. I'm gonna say what's on my mind, and if you don't like it, I don't care. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be cut and dry, guys.
He's also basura. My name is Doug. I'm gonna be pretty much the voice of reason around here. Bay Area fan. So
Voice of
maybe
reason, my ass.
I'm pretty much gonna be biased towards the Bay Area.
Hold on, can we
so-
just take a pause real quick? Don't ever listen to this guy when he says the voice of reason. This man said that Klay Thompson can guard Michael Jordan.
I
So-
wouldn't trust this guy.
He can. He can.
Okay, we're not
I
getting
know
into
before.
that right now.
I
We're
wouldn't
not-
trust Doug to make a bowl of
That's-
cereal if
that's-
my life counted on it.
That's a conversation for another time. All right, Nando, hit us.
Hey guys, it's a pleasure. My name is Fernando. I think kind of going more off of what Doug was saying. I think I'm a pretty level-headed myself. It's always good to get a different approach, kind of get everybody's opinions out there, and kind of gather all the opinions and everything. I think all of the four of us, we're good friends. We kind of think this platform is really good for all of us to kind of share our thoughts and share how we see the world of sports with you guys. I have my opinions for sure, but I think I'm a pretty level-headed guy, so I like to kind of look at all the stats. And look at
Nando
everything
plays
and
the
then make a
fence more than
decision.
Yeah,
anybody
I
ever met in my life.
I was gonna say that. Yeah,
Kind of blur everything out there. But guys, welcome to
just completely
our
ignores
show,
it.
and we look forward to kind of giving you all a little bit of an insight into our world.
Hey, asshole, did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear it all.
You play the fence more than
He's the king of playing the fence.
This dude is
Aaron
the
Judge
fence.
at Yankee
I
Field.
don't know about all that now.
All right. So with that said, honestly, there's no way we can't talk about this first. Holy shit! What's going on in the NFL? There's a
I love
lot
it.
going on. Tons
Where do we
of going
begin?
on. I mean,
We'll start with the big one, the Antonio Bryant trade.
you mean Antonio Brown?
Antonio
Oh my God.
Bryant.
Antonio Brown.
That's the reason why you don't listen to this guy. Fucking idiot.
Voice of reason.
So, whose man is this?
All right, so you think the Antonio Brown move is the biggest?
No,
of
I'm
the-
telling you, Antonio Bryant moves the biggest.
And Antonio Bryant, yeah, the dude that doesn't exist. I think the OBJ move might be a little bit bigger just because it kind of came out of nowhere,
Absolutely, that's the biggest win right there.
and maybe
I would say that. I mean, look at just the. I mean, what do you think of the Cleveland Browns entirely with the acquisitions they made this year?
to be honest with you, I feel like when you look at those offensive weapons they have, there's no question that they've got a lot of places to go to. You know, they got Jarvis, Jarvis Landry. They got OBJ. That's a great tandem.
That duo, man. Didn't they play high school together as well? Not just LSU.
High school and LSU.
Yeah, and
They've been good
LSU,
friends for
yeah.
a long time, which, that's only going to translate to good things on the field. They're real good friends.
The backfield, Nick Chubb and
Kareem
dare I
Hunt?
say it, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, man.
He's also the kicker for the team as well.
Oh, that's a low blow. Had to bring it there real early, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't want to go there.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was trying to avoid that one.
That's your voice of reason.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, it's out there.
No, but I think the Browns. I mean, I don't like what they have on defense, especially now trading Jabril Peppers to the Giants as part of that OBJ trade.
They did get Sheldon Richardson. That's great for their D line. Him and what's the homeboy that I didn't think would do good, but what's his name?
Myles
Doug?
Garrett?
Myles Garrett.
The GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, this is the voice of reason right here. The so-called voice of reason. Shut up.
Is this Browns team the team to beat in AFC North now?
Agreed. But I don't know. The
Talent
Ravens.
wise,
I don't know.
The
The
Ravens.
Ravens are good, man.
I think the Ravens are still the
look at
team
their
to beat.
acquisitions.
I think the Ravens are a team to beat.
They just got Earl Thomas,
The best free safety in the league.
and they just got Mark Ingram.
Solid 1,000 yard back.
And that was honestly they were missing that last year. Yeah, they
Oh,
had
yeah.
Lamar that came out and he ran towards the end of the season, but they were missing like a primary back that could really handle the rock the entire game.
Yeah. They just need to draft at the wide receiver position. Maybe.
Yeah, I think their linebackers need some help too.
Yeah. Well, they
Definitely.
lost, what, 3 of them? Do they
Yeah.
have linebackers anymore?
They got to go from the practice team right now. They're pulling up
Jeez.
their practice team. No, I still think the Ravens are. I think the Ravens are the team to beat in that division.
I still think the Browns have more talent wise though throughout their roster. I think the Ravens though are
Unproven
overall-
talent, may I say.
Unproven, but raw talent, and I think the Ravens are gonna be much better coached than the Browns are.
So let's talk. All right, that's a win, right? Cleveland Browns, Odell Beckham. It's a loss on the Giants, though.
Yeah.
Big
As
loss.
a Giants fan, that was a heartbreaker.
What are they doing? I
don't-
want to know.
I don't fucking know.
What's going on there?
Are they running it
I
back
don't
with
know.
Eli again?
I don't
So
fucking
I don't understand
No,
how
right.
you get rid of Olivier Vernon, Landon Collins, Odell Beckham, but Eli Manning stays.
It's bullshit. It's absolute. And you know what? You know what angers me the most about that is our GM Dave Gettleman advertised it hard in the media. He said we didn't sign him to trade him, and then boom, trades him, right?
Well, Gettleman is known to be cutthroat. He did the same thing with the Panthers when he was. the
but you
GM
don't do
there.
that to a once in a generational type of talent like that.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying Gettleman's known for that. So
Granted,
that one
he
didn't
did get a decent
surprise me
return
very
for him.
much.
He got a first and third in this year's draft, and then
It's a mediocre return for that talent.
Jabril. Honestly, but there's no for that kind of talent. I don't think there's any such compensation that makes sense. If that, you know what I mean? I don't think there's anything that you can give that makes sense for both teams on a trade like that with a player like that. I mean, and honestly, as personally as I'm gonna speak as a fan here, it makes me not one. I might have to become a Jets fan first of all. being from New York.
It came down to that.
I might have to become a Jets fan after that. We just got Le'Veon. I'm gonna say we now because I might just be a
Oh
Jet
my
fan
God.
now. Nah, I'm playing around, but
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
and then Gettleman says, we're gonna move forward with Eli and he's gonna be our quarterback this season, which I don't even believe that anymore because
Absolutely not. They're
Yeah,
going
you
for
better not play him at quarterback again.
Haskins, right? Out of
well,
Ohio
no,
State?
they're scheduled. Well, I think I would like Dwayne Haskins a little bit better, but they're scheduling a meeting with Kyler Murray. But I don't feel like Kyler is gonna translate well to the NFL.
But isn't Arizona got their pants hot for Kyle Murray?
I think so.
I think that's where he ends up. I think it's stupid for them to waste 2 first-round picks back-to-back years on quarterbacks like that. when maybe you should just be more.
Josh Rosen was a bust. We all knew he was a bust.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I didn't like the pick to
first of all,
begin with.
I don't like the pick, but I'm not ready to call him a bust because I feel like under good development, he has decent tools. That team is just bad and has a really bad offensive line.
Yeah.
And the worst thing for a rookie quarterback is a bad offensive line.
But Larry Fitz is still dead. So
What is that supposed to do?
What is he, 52?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Like, how is that supposed to help?
All right,
so
so
received a third.
okay, guys. So we've talked about some good signings. Let's talk about a bad signing, and
Talking about
that's
the
Danny's. That's Danny's new favorite team, the New York Jets.
You think the Le'Veon signing is a bad signing?
For Le'Veon.
Yeah, for Le'Veon.
For Le'Veon.
Oh no, for Le'Veon.
For
sure.
Le'Veon. He lost. He lost everything with the Steelers.
Well, I think what hurt him was sitting out a year.
He
him
lost
being a little
$14
older.
million, 14 and a half, right?
Mhm.
And I was on Twitter going through, our feed, and he was actually going to get paid $1 million more, what the Pittsburgh Steelers have offered them, than he is right now with the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just lost on him $14.5 million for what?
For nothing, really.
For 10 in the box?
He didn't even get his point across.
But I also think it's a principle thing, because
Exactly.
I think it's a principle thing because, so I don't know if you guys are aware of the situation, but it's also what caused a lot of controversy for AB in that front office. The Steelers had a policy of not issuing extensions for guys until they got under their 2 years. So that you have less than 2 years left, then they would talk about a contract extension with you, and they wouldn't do it otherwise. They made an exception for Big Ben, and they extended
Go
him
figure.
before he hit under that 2 years, and that caused a major rift with AB, and I think that trickled over to Le'Veon too. So I think it's more of a principle thing at this point.
Well, Le'Veon's been wanting a longer contract with more money, but they kept just franchise.
Well, they
tagging
just
him.
signed him for 1 year. Yeah, he wasn't getting a couple years like he wanted.
And then that's where he does win, right? Because you're on a 1-year contract every year with the Steelers, where the running back position is so you don't know if you're going to play
Yeah.
next season or even next down, right?
It's as volatile as it gets.
So the guaranteed money is a win for Le'Veon, absolutely. But-
Nando, as a Steelers fan, how do you feel?
Well, I mean, I get where you're coming from, Eli. Like the Steelers, they definitely like to have control over their players. So when you look at Le'Veon, yeah, he got franchise tag last year. He definitely wanted to look for a long-term contract. But that take that he got essentially with this Jets team, like it was more of a personal approach, like Danny was saying. I'm a huge fan of Le'Veon. I'm super bummed out that he left. Obviously, James Conner is going to be the future back for us. Jalen Samuels is there to play the 2 position. But ultimately, there was a rift that got created between the player and the organization. You don't just hold out yourself for a whole year, and you make it 6 months into a season, and then you kind of at that point you're kind of all into it, and you understand and you make it known throughout the league, throughout everybody that you're doing this for something more than just just the money itself. It's more of a principle aspect now. So I think that the Steelers organization, they mishandled this whole Le'Veon and Antonio Brown situation altogether.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm happy for Le'Veon. I'm super bummed. I think we lost, obviously arguably the top 2 running back, the second best running back in the league, if not the best running back in the league. So obviously it's a blow for us, but I see where he's coming from. So
And the top receiver.
I mean, he loves New York. He's a big New York guy. He likes to market out there, and he can market himself, which is good for him. But I think he had a better chance to win with the Steelers. Obviously, that's not conceivable now. So it is what it is.
So-
I think that the people who should be looked at, who should be really seen as what the hell are you doing, is the Rooney family and the organization. How can you lose 2 of the biggest names in the free agency in the same summer? That I think there needs to be something, a conversation needs to be had within that organization and how they kind of, work their contracts, or maybe they kind of, work
Yeah.
with their personnel and their staff.
I think
and their teams.
their viewpoints on the way they handle that is a little old school, and they need to revamp. But one last note about this before we move on, I just think it's so hilarious, and I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but maybe I'd say maybe 3 or 4 months ago, a fan actually reached out to Le'Veon on Twitter and was like, "Hey, come to the Jets for X amount of dollars."
Oh, I
Right.
think I saw this. I mean,
Right.
what it was like, you got to pay me more or something?
Jamal-
Jamal
he was like,
Adams
"You gotta
was
pay
trying
me a lot more to
reach out
come to
him
the
for the
Jets."
longest time.
What did he
he
say
was
again?
he was like, you got to pay me a lot more to come to the Jets. And it turns out that the contract that he just signed was,
$1 million less.
I think it was like $1 million less
Yeah.
than what that
That's so
fan
funny.
like reached out to him,
That's
which I thought was hilarious.
So
Uh,
I got a question. Directly for Danny and Fernando, both Danny having a Odell Beckham Jr. jersey and Nando you having a Le'Veon Bell jersey. Are you burning your jerseys like everybody else out there?
Absolutely
And how
not.
do you guys feel about that?
Absolutely not. I think that's the dumbest shit you could do. One, just if you think of it in just terms of like a business perspective, I spend, $100+ on a jersey, right? That franchise gets that money, right? It doesn't matter to them whether you burn it. It means literally nothing if you burn that jersey afterwards, right?
Yeah.
They still got their money in your pocket, and you're sitting with nothing on your side. And
Yeah, but at the same time, like, talk to all. I mean, I don't know. If for me, I could care less if you did or you didn't. I see where it's coming from, but I would if I was angry enough, I wouldn't burn my Le'Veon jersey.
Jeez.
but
But
why?
it-
that's
I would
that's
never
not.
burn my jerseys.
But why burn the jersey? One, why burn that specific player's jersey when it's honestly the situation is not even the player's fault. Like Le'Veon's a little bit different because he kind of egged out his
Oh,
situation.
yeah, what do you mean it's not his fault? He structurally positioned himself for 2 years to kind of make.
But
his
if you're
exit
a
out
real
of the
fan of
organization.
that player, you're gonna support that player regardless. So for me, like I love Odell, and I'm still gonna love him when he's with the Browns. So I'm not gonna burn my jersey.
So I also do believe on what player it is and what he means to you. So like in Danny's case, like Odell is his guy. He's riding him out no matter what,
I'll root
Giant
for
or
Odell
not.
for the rest of his career.
giant or not, right? Nando's a diehard Steeler, and the Le'Veon situation's a little bit different, and he might not be your favorite player on the team or whatnot, so kind of hurts you a little bit more. So I can understand both perspectives. I don't think I would ever do it, but then nobody's done me wrong. So.
But in the end, like you need to be mad at the front office and your team because at the end of the day, it's their decisions. Like the AB trade, the OBJ trade, that's 100% on the front office. So why be like take it out on like that physical representation of that player?
Yeah, just
Then
burn
just
a
be-
business card, right? A
Burn a
boner.
business card. Especially like I just don't see the point of burning your hard-earned money. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
A great example of that is in NBA when LeBron James left Cleveland to Miami. All
Oh my
those people
God.
burned those.
I think that's what
jerseys.
started it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he came back.
And he came back and they bought the jerseys again.
Idiots.
If you
There
would have kept
go.
your jersey,
There's the money.
you would have had extra $100 in your pocket.
Facts.
Joke's on you, buddy.
Yep. Should have kept it.
Yeah, man. I don't know about
I-
y'all.
I think-
$100 is $100.
I think
Just put it in the
I
closet.
think a more arguable approach would have been when KD decided to
Oh, I'm burning.
get on the
I'm burning.
bandwagon
I-
with the Warriors. That
I'm
would be
burning.
more,
Anything that had to do with him.
I bought
don't
two
know.
jerseys to support.
I don't know. I
that.
can't say anything about KD because I'm still hoping he comes to the Knicks this summer. So
I'm burning KD's
probably
poster.
if he comes to the Knicks, I'm buying one of his jerseys. So I can't say shit.
Yo, so talking about KD and
Yeah.
and his potential landing spot next year, obviously, we heard about what Charles Barkley said about him not being necessarily fit to play in New York. How do you guys feel about that?
Well,
Do you feel like he has
Barkley
some
said that
credibility
about
there, or-
him and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Well, coming from a Warriors fan,
Oh
we
my
have the
God.
moodiest team in the NBA, bro.
Because you guys got
Yo.
some children on that team.
Yo, Kevin Durant takes things so personally and to the heart.
Oh, he's
I
soft.
don't know.
He's mentally weak.
He's a cupcake.
Yo.
Shout out to the OKC fans.
Don't assault my boys.
Yeah,
But,
shout out to the OKC
him,
fans for having a deal with his ass.
Draymond, Boogie Cousins, like Steve Kerr just deserves the Coach of the Year award. Just maintaining those guys.
Are you kidding me? Steve Kerr is moody as well.
Yeah,
That,
man.
that guy's on a period. Look at him.
But did you hold on? Like speaking of, did you guys see this the other day where professional like lip readers
I saw it. Yeah, I know you're about to say
like saw
Yeah,
like Steve
yeah,
Kerr
yeah.
in the middle of a game? He said something along the lines
about
like
Draymond, right?
about Draymond, something along the lines of like, I'm so sick of like Draymond shit.
That's not a surprise
Yeah.
because I follow the Warriors and I watch a bunch of Steve Kerr interviews, and he always says,
Who does that?
Shut up. A true fan, that's who does it. But he's always says that Draymond is the hardest player on the team to coach just because of Draymond's mood swings.
Yeah, but so and I get what Draymond tries to do in the sense of the game. He tries to or like push his teammates, but
He plays with heart.
but it has there's a difference between playing with heart and being a thorn in the side of your teammates. Like you can see on a nightly basis them getting into it with Draymond. KD, KD is already like mentally weak, so you can see them kind of go at it on a regular basis. And it happened the other night with Boogie and Draymond.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that, right?
And it happens.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. And I think it's starting to get to the point where even if it's not a direct distraction for that specific incident, I think the media attention to Draymond's antics create a huge distraction for the Warriors.
You know what? I think I would rather pay a ticket to go to a Golden State Warriors practice than their game.
Oh, I'm sure they must get heated.
So imagine, guys, we're seeing this Warriors team, through the media, whatever, like on a nightly basis when they're playing games. But can you imagine how Draymond interacts with those players, with his teammates, like you said, on the practice squad, in the locker room. So if we can already see that Draymond has this type of gritty kind of vibe to him, I'm sure that maybe with the coaching staff they must feel some type of way with him, and sometimes these things slip out. But this just got caught now. You know what I mean? I'm sure that Steve Kerr said something.
I'm not saying he's a bad teammate because I'm sure people love having him around.
He's just an exhausting person to be around.
I'm sure.
Agreed.
I'm sure. It
We all have that coworker, right?
Yeah.
You love them,
Yeah,
but like,
for sure.
fuck.
You don't really love him too much, but it's just
Yeah.
one of those things where you deal with them because you have to.
Yeah.
But
And that might be Draymond.
said it in his response too. When they asked him, they were like, "Oh, what do you think about his comments?" And he said, "I'm sure coaches get tired of players, and players get tired of coaches too. So it is what it is. So like, it's not like it's always peaches and cream. Like there's obviously some
Not
risk
for
going on
nothing,
at
but-
times, so
not for nothing. Remember, Steve Kerr is the guy that got snuffed by MJ. So he might be getting snuffed by Draymond. Who knows? That might have happened already. End up reading a memoir from 10 years and find out that Draymond had to put the hands on him.
I don't know. Rumor says Luke Walton squared up with him a couple years ago
Yo.
With who?
with Steve Kerr.
No
when,
way,
when
really?
Luke Walton, I'm talking shit.
Oh.
When Luke Walton was the coach, took over for Steve Kerr.
Yo, I would 100% pay money to see that.
That'd be mad funny.
Those are the two whitest guys in
Yeah.
basketball
Facts.
right now. The only way that gets better is you throw Brian Scalabrine in the mix.
Yo, chill, I'll take him over any of those two guys though.
Bro, Brian Scalabrine was the truth, bro.
He's a
Sweet,
white
man.
Mamba.
The White Mamba. What a guy.
So while we're on NBA free agency, I mean, what else do you guys foresee? So if you guys, maybe you guys agree with Barkley, with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah, I agree.
Where do you think they fit the best?
I
At the
think
Warriors?
KD fits best
Shut
where
up.
I hate to agree. I think he might fit where he's best where he's at because he can't win on his own. He's proven that. He needs other superstars for him to get into a rhythm and for him to kind of, take over and get to his sweet spot. Where in OKC, he looked uncomfortable on the court with Russ a lot of time. Where Paul George, he's thriving now. He's doing what I feel like KD, yes, he won an MVP there, but they struggled. They struggled a lot through that season. And KD needs the right characters around him. Like,
I agree.
he needs
Yeah.
a soft Steph Curry who's not going to get in his face, not going to ruffle feathers. Klay Thompson, who doesn't even care about basketball. He's just playing.
Yo, Clay just is out there just shooting threes. He doesn't even know
Klay
what's
doesn't
going
care,
on.
dude.
What do you
He's
think?
my favorite Warrior by far.
What do you think? Speaking of Paul George, by the way, just a quick note. Him and Russ both put up 50-point fantasy points, fantasy games last night. I don't know if you guys saw that. So, I think it's always really indicative of like the two-player combination when they can both get their numbers like the way they do, which you never saw with Russ and KD.
It was one or the other.
It was one or the
It
other
was
for
one
sure.
or the other, definitely.
What do you guys think about Clay? You think he's staying, or
Oh, Clay? I think Clay is staying.
I think he's staying. If I were him, I wouldn't though.
I would go to LA.
Me too. You're
I-
talking about the Clippers or the Lakers?
Lakers.
The
man.
Lakers, just because his dad played for them.
Yeah,
if,
he's a
if
Laker.
he were to leave, that would be the only other team. But I think he
It's in his
enjoys
bloodline.
playing for the Warriors.
But I
in
can
that
see him playing
system.
very well with LeBron.
Yeah, but I think like
He'll compliment.
And a
LeBron
team
so well.
where LeBron needs someone because
I feel so bad for LeBron.
oh my god,
I feel
He
so
brought
bad,
it unto
man.
himself.
What do you mean he brought it onto himself?
Yo, he legit told Rich Paul to have Anthony Davis traded over there, and it blew up in their faces.
But AD's still going there. He's still going there.
yeah, it's gonna take a while though.
I feel bad for LeBron because he went into a situation where he felt like he was probably going to have a lot of young talent around him, specifically Brandon Ingram. And Brandon Ingram fell off the face of the earth this year.
Yeah.
He literally holds zero value.
Talk about losing trade value.
That's literally the most, like, I've never seen someone go from a promising young prospect to being on the rise and then just falling face off the earth. Like, that's crazy to me.
And now with the blood clot incident too.
The what?
Like it
Yeah,
looks
in
even
his right
worse.
arm. So he's
Yeah.
out for the
Yeah.
season.
Like, I don't, like, I feel bad for the guy. But at the same time, like, damn, like, how the hell does that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Brandon Ingram's real disappointing.
You know, and Kuz hasn't been having the season that, like, I would have expected him to.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring that up too. You know, Kuzma, he's been hurt a couple of games here,
But
and there, but
Kuz
he
flashes.
really hasn't had that much of a
He flashes.
you know,
Kuz
a
flashes,
breakout
so-
year that we were expecting him to see as well. So, yeah, the Lakers team has definitely underperformed, and LeBron, unfortunately, you're right, Danny. He went in there thinking, I can develop these guys, and I can build a team for the future, and just right now, you know, things are kind of
Yeah.
going downhill for him.
Right now, Lonzo's always hurt. Kuzma's been hurt multiple times this season. Yeah, Eli's right. He does show flashes, but you need to start seeing some more consistency, and I don't think he's built off of what he did last season. He hasn't progressed from that in my eyes.
I think his game's gotten a little better, to be honest. I think he has gotten better. I think he's more comfortable playing with his back to the defender.
Okay, back to the rim. Okay.
Yeah. His jump shot's a little bit better. I like Kuzma a lot. I might be biased, but I could see a promising future for him in the league. Maybe not an all-star, even though, he finished maybe 2 or 3 guys out of the all-star game this year.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, he flashes. And I think Lonzo, too. I think Lonzo's very undervalued.
Lonzo's got to stay healthy, man.
Yeah. That's
course.
the
He's
big
got to
Now,
stay
how
healthy.
much-
He can't stay healthy.
How much of the blame for like the lack of, I guess, cohesiveness coming together is it? Should we
Don't
blame
say
on
LeVar
Luke
Ball,
Walton,
please.
for not putting in the right lineup or for not being able to mix and find the right lineups?
In all
for the-
honesty-
for the young team here.
As much you guys are probably gonna shit on me for saying this, but everyone wants to blame LeBron, and you have even people in the media saying to trade LeBron this season. Like, Jeff Van Gundy said that during like a live broadcast, which was absolutely like asinine for him to say.
He always says dumb shit.
Yeah, that like
Who's
I love
dumber, Jeff or Stan? That's
Stan.
a good question. Stan?
Stan.
What?
Stan.
Damn.
You said it was funnier?
No,
No, dumber.
Oh, dumber. Oh, they're both.
Stan's funnier. I think
But-
he might be dumber, too.
So back to what I was saying. So you guys are gonna. I don't think it's on LeBron. I think it's 100% Walton. I think the rotations that they throw out there
Or
the-
I
trash.
completely disagree.
Terrible.
I
No,
completely
no, no,
disagree.
no.
All right,
Not at all.
that's why I brought that up because they haven't been able to pick a true solid starting five, and you
Yeah.
can't build a lot of
I think
I
that's
think it's
what
more
leads to the
front
lack of
starting positions
cohesiveness.
all the time.
I think it's more the front office fault. That team they put around them was honestly poorly fit.
Well, listen, it's not the front office didn't build that team around LeBron. LeBron joined that team that the front office was building. There's a difference. So it's not like that team what?
If you guys would have seen Doug's face, he's like, fuck.
Yeah,
Nah,
he
it
knows
was
he
more
knows I
like,
got him. He knows I
nah.
got him.
It's more like nah.
No, 100%.
Nah,
You
because
can't blame the front office because listen, they lucked into a situation where LeBron wanted to go there. They were already rebuilding that team a certain way that isn't
they rebuilt most of that team this year when LeBron signed.
No, they signed a couple pieces, but that was it. The core of that team, like the young guys that are really going to carry that team going forward, they've had for a minute. Kuzma, Lonzo, Ingram. Those, and when everyone talks about
That's 3.
well, but when everyone talks about the Lakers like young pieces and like what they have around LeBron, those are the first 3 that you mentioned. You don't talk about Lance. You're right. Maybe you talk about Rondo because Rondo's put up like decent numbers and had
Rondo's
decent
been
games.
solid in the league.
He's been
for a
solid,
long
right?
time. But just to add to those pieces, how about trading away Zubac for who?
See, that's another
Wow.
point for the front office.
But they were bad before that trade, so you can't even blame that on the front office.
But I'm saying,
that
why
doesn't
trade away a decent value piece? for
that doesn't
nothing?
help. I agree. That doesn't help. And I'm not saying the front office isn't completely blameless, but I think a lot of it is the constant rotating of the rotations on the floor.
Because
Not being able to find a unit that works.
together. That's why he has to keep rotating it.
I agree with Danny. I put a lot of the blame on Luke Walton. I don't think I've ever checked the Lakers lineup and it was the same the day before.
No.
It's really horrible. I don't understand Reggie Bullock starting over half of the team. But
Reggie Bullock should never be a starter in the
He's-
NBA.
The reason is because Reggie Bullock could actually shoot.
since when?
I'm just saying.
I've
he's
never
act-
seen Reggie Bullock shoot. So maybe
Alright,
it's just
so-
me for not looking at Reggie
I'm
Bullock.
gonna pull up his 3-point
All right,
percentage
pull
right
it
now.
up. But who on that team?
Hold on,
Yeah,
what,
but,
hold on, Doug. What do you think
Reggie-
his 3-point percentage is?
Is Reggie Bullock a good enough rotation of a player to be starting at that 2 guard position? and
Absolutely
really
no.
Absolutely not. I'd
Absolutely
rather
not.
have
lights out?
I would say no
No.
too. But
Caldwell Pope, Josh Hart. You have Lance Steve. I'll start all three of
Josh
them.
Hart cannot shoot.
Yeah, what's been going on with Josh Hart? Josh Hart is
He
acting
cannot
production.
score.
Like,
That's the
He,
problem.
well, he did, but he lost his confidence when he has a bad game. And Luke Walton's like, all right, who's next? You can't do that with young developing players.
No, you can't.
Doesn't
You can't
work
be
like
jerking
that.
them around that like that.
Dude, I mean, we've all played sports growing up. Imagine, I grew up playing baseball, so if I had a bad game at the plate and the coach's like, all right, you're done. Fuck, bro, I'm not even going to play again.
Well, how would you feel as a player when they're telling you we're going to get rid of you to
That's a
trade
great
for another
point. So
player?
I was going to play devil's advocate because that's a great point. Because for a young kid to think like, well, I'm about to get traded, I'm not good enough. That's going to affect your playing. I agree. And that's where it goes to your point with the front office being not discreet enough or, too blatant out there with that.
Yeah, signal me when you're ready for me to shit all over Doug's thesis.
Oh, I love
over here.
this.
All right. So, what do you think? Before you look at your phone, Doug, what do you think Reggie Bullock's 3-point percentage is?
30%.
That's exactly what it is. 30%.
And,
Right?
and you're saying that's great?
And you're saying
I'm not saying
he's-
that's great.
You're
I'm
saying
saying
he's the
that-
best shooting option on that team. You want to know
I'm
what?
saying they're.
You
okay.
want to know what KCP's 3-point percentage is?
What's his?
35%.
35%? All right.
And a better defender.
He's significantly.
I don't know about that.
He's a
He's a better
he's a
defender.
better defender. Come on.
He's just a better
K-
rotational
wasn't KCP a max signing for them 2 years ago? I think
not-
he got a
I-
pretty big deal.
He got like around 20 million, I think.
He did get a pretty big deal. I'm holding up his salary right now.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Are you looking at career stats or
No,
season stats?
this season currently.
I see Reggie Bullock at 37.6% on 3-point percentage.
Where are you pulling that fact and figure up from?
Directly from NBA.com.
I'm pulling that up from Basketball Reference.
All right, let's peep right
Well,
now.
But
these
how
guys
many-
pull up
but
these
how many
stats.
attempts-
Okay.
How many attempts has he had?
Well, we'll let them get their facts straight. I'm gonna redirect. I'll probably talk to you a little bit more, Nando, while these guys try to battle it out.
This guy's an idiot. That's why.
I love it. I love
You're a
it.
hater.
We were talking
up?
about Brandon Ingram, and the real story is actually Andre Ingram. Okay. That's
Ooh,
the better. That's the best Ingram on the team.
The 45-year-old in the league making
The
his
45-year-old rookie.
That's ridiculous.
You gotta love the story though. Can you imagine being 34 and still getting the opportunity to get your chance to play for the LA Lakers?
It's a beautiful
Alongside
story,
LeBron
man.
James.
Have you seen the video? When he gets the call and his team is
Oh
huddled
man,
around him.
I choke up every time.
And that message from Walton, it's a beautiful kind of thing in his face, man.
It's awesome, man.
It's pretty cool. seeing
It's
that.
great for the
Definitely.
league.
It really is.
Absolutely, it gives guys like me that damn. I might just start hitting the gym.
You know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
get back out
Yo,
there.
chill, dog. What I like specific, and I feel like it was the best thing to happen to the Lakers specifically, because you had all this negative attention on them, and then
Absolutely.
something like the Andre Ingram thing is that a player like that, having a guy, even though if maybe he doesn't contribute a lot on the floor statistically, that's a guy that helps build the camaraderie
In the
and the
locker
chemistry in the
room.
locker room 100%.
On the bench, getting guys together.
Without a doubt, and it also
Yeah.
takes more of the negative media attention away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the story. I like it all. If you guys are listening to this podcast, I want you guys to hashtag Andre Ingram Rising Stars Challenge 2020.
2020.
2020. This
Please.
guy's gonna come up from the G League just
He's
for the
got a
Rising
10-day
Stars Challenge.
contract.
10-day contract just for NBA All-Star
we
Weekend.
see a lot of the good things that came out of the Andre Ingram, the fact that he gets a chance with the Lakers again. But what kind of message do you think it also sends to the players there? You're bringing up a guy from the G League, to come play with the first team. That should build kind of like a fire with the squad. Now to be like,
Oh,
hey guys,
if I'm-
let's get it together. Let's kind of keep things
So
going.
not only is that a good story, and it's obvious that his new NBA teammates are happy for him and they build around him. But if I'm a guy on that team, I'm stepping my shit up.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Like,
stepping
you gotta
my
be like,
shit
what?
up. Are you
a guy
kidding
that's in the
me?
G League is gonna come and take my job. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, not for nothing. I'm gonna be a good teammate. I'm gonna support them like they are doing. But you best believe I'm not gonna let that dude outplay me. You got me messed up if I let that dude outplay me.
Yeah, I agree. There's no way. Andre, I love you, buddy,
Yeah.
but I might have to block you myself if you think you're going to put up 20 and I only got 4 points, buddy. It's not happening.
Man, homeboy's out there splashing threes too, man. He got a good shot, man.
Facts.
Yeah, but his shot looks a little weird though, low key.
It's
It is.
kind of weird. He's got that old man shot. He's
Yeah.
got that old man like my back hurts shot.
He's really playing up the role, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know when he jumps, like his feet kind of do like what not Ben Wallace, but damn, what's his name?
Sean
with
Merriman?
the Bulls used to play back in the day. Gordon. Ben Gordon used to do kind of like he would kick his feet back. a
Oh
little bit.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I see
yeah.
what you're talking about.
Took you a while to get there, but you got it.
Ronnie 2K, please get Andre Ingram in the game so we can all master that jump shot.
And I want him with his gray hair.
Absolutely.
With his with
the
his
gray
patches
hair,
of gray
yeah.
hair. I need that to be in the game. You know what? Actually, when I create my player, that needs to be like an
That's
option.
gonna be the new 2K haircut.
Not like the full gray hair, but I just need patches of gray hair as my player gets older.
Yeah.
Just the aging dude dunking on dudes at
I
a
like
99 overall in 2K, but still got that one. Maybe pull the mono and have the bald spot right in the back.
I like it. That's wishful thinking.
Definitely.
So, you know, that's other than, you know, the Lakers, right? I think the other team that's getting a lot of attention, specifically negative attention, the Boston Celtics. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, didn't you hear they're all good now after playing Uno on the plane?
Yeah, but
Are you-
part of me thinks that's some bullshit. For the
That
media.
is. Have you ever heard a good story after an Uno game?
Never.
Ever.
There's no such thing as a Uno game
Well,
ending amicably.
Peep, just for the listeners to know, me, Eli, and Fernando, we used to actually play competitive Uno in high school.
Don't mention me and competitive
Yeah.
Uno in the
True.
same sentence.
You know,
just
at first
saying.
he was starting that story, and I was like, "Damn, I feel kind of like left out because he didn't I wasn't there for that." And then he finished that sentence, and I was like, "You know, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I don't need to be included in
but
that."
don't sleep, bro. We had some heated games, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Listen,
Nothing
brings
good came
people
out of
together.
Uno, so that nullifies that story right there.
100%.
I'm just saying, it brings people together.
And I still think Kyrie's on the move.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
And
so
I
too.
still think a lot of those players on the Celtics are better without Kyrie.
Agreed. Jason Tatum's better without him. Terry Rozier's better without him. Jalen
Jaylen
Brown.
Brown.
Jalen
Yeah.
Brown's better without him. He
Yeah.
just takes
Bro,
up the ball
look at the year
too
that
much.
Jalen Brown was finishing off with last year. He was friggin' like hot. And then what happened this
Yeah,
year?
I agree 100%. I think Kyrie's similar to Russell Westbrook, that is, in the sense that they're great players, great individual players,
But
but
they
I don't.
require the ball.
They require the ball a lot, and
Yeah.
I don't think they make guys around them better. And for me, that's
No,
what it takes
and
to be
they
a superstar.
require another star on the team to be able to kind of
Yeah.
uplift the squad altogether.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you know, and speaking on Russ, you know, just like a little sidebar. You guys see what happened with him and the fan?
Yeah. Holy
Yeah,
crap, man.
So
yeah, that was unfortunate.
I forgot where they were playing.
Utah.
Oh yeah, it was Utah.
Because it was a Utah fan.
Right, and that fan has been banned, by the way.
Lifetime.
He
ban.
did.
Lifetime
got
ban.
banned.
Yeah, which is great.
Deserved.
Deserved ban. But Russ needs to do a better job at keeping his cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna side with Russ. There's so much that you can take as a man itself. Forget being the player. This is not the first incident in Utah.
That's not
Right.
the,
Yeah.
but it's also not the
you're
first
right, you're right,
incident
it's
in
not.
sports. Let's be real. It's not like this only happens in basketball, and it's not like this
Okay,
only happens in the last couple
But
years.
basketball is the only sport where the fans can actually touch the player. NFL, you're all the way out there in the stands. You could barely hear them unless
I
you're
don't
on
know,
the,
man. You saw the same
it
thing.
sh-
You saw the
it
same
shouldn't be
thing
that
in
way.
baseball with Adam Jones, the center fielder for the Orioles. When he go play in Boston, Boston's known to actually be a very racist city.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
he had
He used to get dropped N-bombs on, but you never saw him get out of character because he's a class act. That's what I'm saying. As a
I
professional,
got you.
you're held to a different esteem in that you need to maintain that because you are a role model. You have to. You have to act.
You are, but I don't think he did anything crazy.
He
But,
cursed him out.
I mean, I would have too. To be honest, I would. There's no way.
But-
I don't care who you are. I don't
So
care
I'm
what
a-
I am
but
too.
Russ
You're
has
not
to be
gonna
I'm gonna bring it.
professional.
I'm gonna bring it way back. I'm gonna
You're
bring
not
it way
gonna say
back.
anything racist to me, or you're not gonna talk about my parents, or.
But-
there's only so much you can take, before you burst. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not here trying to defend, but I can say I can definitely relate and understand because.
I understand what it is to
This
get
is-
angry, but
This is the reality of what it is. If Russ would have never said anything back to the fan, and this probably would have never been as big of an issue as it is. It would have been something under the rug, and you would have just moved on.
Well,
Because
you
it
can-
happens all the time.
well,
But
no,
because
I
he
disagree.
comes back-
The fans might have not have heard about it, but I think you can still go about it, and that fan can still get a ban if Russ handles it the right way. I think those things still happen. I just think we're not talking about it right
'cause,
now.
Like, there's a couple of times in NBA games where you see players go up to the officials and they kick people out of the
Yeah,
stands.
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm gonna bring it way back, right? And I don't want to get into like too like political, but in order for African American athletes to get where they are now, who did it start with, right? Who's the big name? Jackie Robinson, right?
Yeah.
So, for me, I feel like Jackie Robinson, bro, and it's been well documented. He dealt with a lot of shit, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Right? Getting
Especially in that
called,
time.
Yeah, especially under that time. Everything under the sun.
Teammates,
Right.
coaches.
And he always kept his cool, and that was so much more far effective against that kind of bigotry than lashing back out.
Agreed. No, I mean I agree with what you're saying.
Because if you take the Russ situation and you see Russ, curse out the fan and get hyped up like he does and, get all demonstrative, if I'm a bigot, right? If I'm one of those people that think the way that fan thinks, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, oh, this is why I don't like this guy. It's going to give me another reason not to like that guy.
Exactly.
If he sits there and he handles it the right way, now no one has anything to say. And that's a far more effective way of combating that like
For the-
social issue.
For the most part, because there's still going to be people out there that are going to do it regardless, just because they're
Without a
ignorant,
doubt,
and
yeah.
they're
There's just
the way
there's
that they
shitty
are.
people out there.
But I
It
get what
is.
you're saying.
I mean, it is, and I agree. But like I said, on any given day, you could be having a bad day or whatever, and somebody just says the wrong thing at the wrong time, man. It could be any one of you guys who just lashes out. But I agree, it's not the right way to do it. I'm not gonna say, hey, this is what you need to do to handle this situation, because it's not. What Danny just said is absolutely correct.
And it's
Well,
not
on
the
the-
right way to do it, yes, but you got to understand, Russ is also a hothead.
Well,
He's not the type of guy
without a
that-
doubt.
on
But
the
if you
flip
want
side,
that kind of
either.
stuff to stop,
He's going to tell you what's up. He's going
If
to
you-
definitely tell you how he's feeling. He's
if you
gonna
want that
do
kind of
it,
stuff to
course he's gonna
stop,
do it with some fans.
you
And
need
he's not
to-
the first, and it won't be the last time that he has some altercation with a fan. It just
well,
is what it
no.
is.
I mean, look what happened with him and that little kid. Like, that little
I
kid,
mean,
like,
that he handled right,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
kinda.
He talked to the parent. He just looked at the kid and then he talked to the parent.
But
He
so-
didn't do anything wrong there. You got.
But the one thing that I will say, if it's a different NBA superstar, I feel like that turns into a little bit of a better moment for the NBA, right? I think a guy like LeBron, I think LeBron's gonna have more fun with that, right? The kid's gonna poke him, and LeBron's gonna mess with the kid or something like that, right? He's gonna be a little bit more playful with it. Russ kind of just like stares the kid down and like says something to his parent.
Well, that's what
Like,
I-
kinda
that's
like
what
a-
you gotta
But
look
that's
at
the
what
way-
character
that's
who
Russell
he is,
Westbrook, and that's
That's the way he
that's
plays.
player that he
But
is.
you're a superstar, man.
That's
You're
his
a-
character, bro. There's heroes and villains. Russell Westbrook is a villain in our league, and you're either gonna love him for it or you're gonna hate him for it. But you got to know what bear you're poking before you poke it.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about? So, once again, we're still on the NBA topic. This upcoming offseason, right? We're gonna skip past the playoffs a little bit, right? Because we all know the Golden State Warriors are gonna win the championship.
Facts.
Absolutely not.
Facts.
Toronto Raptors will win their first ever
Okay.
NBA championship 2019
So,
sometime in
for
June,
the
July.
listeners,
Wow.
is
that,
Eli's a big Toronto fan. He's from Toronto. He's wearing a Blue Jays jersey right now. He's a Raptors fan.
Shout out to everybody
So
from
this
the Six
man's-
listening right now. You know, the city, we about to turn up, all right?
So let's just go past playoffs. Let's talk about draft lottery, right? As a Knicks fan, I can't really talk about the playoffs too much, right? So I don't even want to think about it because I'm never going to be there, right? Not for the next 20 years. But I like to think about the future.
All right, so let's do it. I hate the lottery, first of all. I'll just put that out. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. if you're the worst team in the league, you should get the best player in college, or at least have that opportunity to. There's no way you should be able to get skipped by the team that did, 6 to worse or 7 to worse, or however you want to put it. I think it's so stupid. But if I'm pulling it up right now, if we're looking at it right now, the New York Knicks, surprise, surprise, are the worst team in the league. And,
Yeah.
shout out to New York. They'll be getting the first pick, right, in the league. And who do you take?
I mean, is that even a question? Who you should take with the first pick?
Well, do you take the first pick, or do you use it to get your KD, your Kyrie?
Nah, I think you got to pick Zion. He's a once in a generational player.
But why? Because look, the argument there with taking Zion, you're like, first of all, I don't know if he's a once in a generational player.
I don't
Great
agree.
talent, but also what a lot of teams will be like, well, Zion's gonna fill the stands. Madison Square Garden's gonna get sold out whether Zion's there or not.
Regardless, there's going to be people at that
There's
game, 'cause
always going to be somebody
yeah,
at that
exactly.
game. So that's why I don't think it's an automatic Zion if the New York Knicks have the first pick. You got to look at, like I said, are you taking that first pick, or
As
are
a
you
Knicks
using
fan,
it for Kyrie?
I don't want Zion. I don't want Zion.
Wow.
As a Knicks fan, I don't want Zion, and one reason only. Zion is a freak of nature, without a doubt. He plays. He's a man amongst boys right now in college. But it's because of his athleticism, not necessarily like technique or skill, right? Guys that are uber athletic and they are great in college and in high school because of athleticism and because they're so far more athletic than everyone else, most of the time they don't transition the same way technically sound players do to the NBA.
That's true, but there
because
is
everyone in the NBA is uber athletic.
that's true. But there was those guys that Blake Griffin was a Zion, and he turned out to be a great player.
But also, Blake Griffin has gotten a lot more technical in his game now.
Well, and that's what
It
I'm
takes
saying. Zion,
development.
yeah,
He's
and Zion,
developed
Well,
that.
Zion can do
But
as
that's
well.
what Zion can do as well. So you can't just write him off and be
like,
like, hey, you know what? This is what you are, and label him, because
I think
he's
it's
still a
harder
young
for
kid.
Zion because he is so much bigger and he's such a big guy that it's hard. It's going to be hard for him to be that, like,
I think it's possible. I think he can do it. I'm not going to write him off, right? He's still a kid.
I'll take RJ Barrett first.
I think RJ Barrett
RJ
is
Barrett.
more NBA ready, not by a lot, but I think he is more
are you
NBA ready.
saying? Are you saying he's more of a complete player?
He is more of a
no,
complete
without
player.
a doubt, he's more of a complete player.
plug-in player. Like,
Right.
you can plug in right now and he'll do good.
Exactly, but then it's so hard with the Knicks because you don't know what direction they're going in, because once you think you do, they're going the other way. Right?
Well, we're rebuilding for the next 15 years.
Absolutely. So like,
I hope you're ready for that Jimmy Butler max contract that they're gonna offer.
I will stop being a Knicks fan if that happens. I might
know it's
have
gonna
to
happen.
pull. The same way I'm pulling from the Giants to the Jets. I might have to pull from the Knicks to the Brooklyn Nets.
hey man,
if that happens.
shout out to D'Angelo Williams. Williams.
D'Angelo Russell?
You're gonna hate me for that, but shout out to Mount Verde Academy and Russell.
Mount
and
Verde.
just
Mount Bird, local school out here.
local
Yeah.
school out here in Orlando, Florida, just
Houston.
giving talent to the NBA league. So you're welcome, NBA.
Ben Simmons,
Ben Simmons.
Joel
Ben
Embiid.
Simmons, and in baseball you got Francisco Lindor. That school is nuts, man. A lot of kids come out
It's
of there.
nuts, bro. I used to play against that school twice a year, and felt
Get
like
their ass
we were going to war really with
You had no
David and
shot.
Goliath.
No shot.
We felt like we had no shot.
No, not at all. That school is ridiculous. Excuse me. As a Knicks fan, what I feel like what the Knicks should do is maybe trade that first pick, right?
For who though?
Well, obviously I still want like a top 10 pick, right? So what I would want to do is
Trade back.
I would want to trade back to a position where we can get it like RJ Barrett, right? In a position where we can still get a guy like that, and then we get a role player on top of that, because let's be honest, if they try to do what they want to do and sign KD and Kyrie, that's great and all. You can sign those two guys, but you're gonna need more than that.
Who do you trade back with? So right now, like I said, if the lottery went the way the lottery
Well,
should,
you got to trade back to a team that needs a big man, because they're gonna want to drive Zion.
Zion's going to be a small forward in the league. So
Yeah.
Or he would probably pay power forward.
I don't-
maybe with the way the league's going
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
small ball and stuff.
But
right?
I don't think his you're saying Zion is gonna play small forward in the league? I don't think his game is gonna translate to a small
Yeah, I
forward
think he's
position.
more of a power.
Yeah. He's gonna
Yeah,
have to be.
that's up to Zion and what team he's gonna get drafted. But I can see
Well,
what
right
you
now,
guys are
because
saying.
of his shot, then he's going to have to play more of a power forward position, yeah.
I mean, who knows? We got shooting guards who can't shoot. We got point guards who can't pass in the league. I think he can be whatever he wants right now.
Whoa, we're done talking about the Lakers.
Yeah, but I mean,
But also, not for nothing, Zion made a comment the other day. I don't know if you guys saw this. He made a comment about, like, people interpreted it as potentially him inkling back to maybe going back to Duke for another year.
There's no way.
can you imagine?
There's no way.
I think he still wants his Snapchat broads.
So for anyone that doesn't know about that, please elaborate, Eli.
So pretty much, Zion Williamson.
This is hilarious.
There's claims of him just stealing girls and
Claims?
there's claims.
There's
I mean,
facts.
I there's facts too. I saw a tweet today from Barstool. This North Carolina girl. How dare you hit
I've
up the
seen that
enemy
too,
too, right?
yeah.
Like you hit up the enemy, right? She just puts him on blast, and Barstool has it right there. It's a picture of her holding her phone with Zion, just like, hey, welcome to Duke or whatever. You wanna meet up in my room? Blah 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 blah. Like looking all creepy and stuff. I'm like, whoa, bro.
Let's
Yeah,
be,
he's
he's probably
like,
not
my
the
room is lonely, come over, something like that.
he's not the
Picture of him,
first
yeah.
big name player to do
Absolutely
that.
not. But he's the first one I heard of, like who
Yeah.
got caught. Come on, bro.
No, what about
He's sloppy.
that porn star used to do that all the time. She used to expose
Mia
like,
Oh, Mia Khalifa.
yeah, she used to do that all the time on Twitter.
But she went for pro athletes, you
Yeah.
know, like. And
Oh, so you're saying it was a little bit different with the
yeah, it's a
pros?
little bit different. Like in college, you got to be a little bit more discreet, bro. You know, your draft stock is on the line here.
Facts.
Yeah, nobody wants to
Yeah.
draft the guy that's out there just all over the place.
Yeah, man.
Ended up like JR. trying to ask girls if they want the pipe.
Jr. Swaggy P.
Yo,
Shout out to those guys.
yeah, shout out to those guys. JR Smith's my hero with the Supreme tattoo. Speaking of, I think that's the dumb. His Supreme tattoo. Yeah, it's stupid, whatever. I think it's the dumbest thing for the NBA to force him to cover that up when he was playing.
Super dumb.
When he
Yeah.
was playing,
Yeah.
because of branding issues. Like, come on, give me a break. How much are you gonna regulate on that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty dumb.
I don't know. That's something that's been on my mind a
It's
little bit.
bit
That's
too
been
much.
been. What do you think? You think the NBA? That's a little bit too.
Yeah, too
that's
much
something
from
I
the
could.
NBA.
I would see the NFL doing.
Yeah.
The NBA is. There's a little bit more freedom of expression in the NBA for sure.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Yeah.
Speaking of freedom of expression, yeah, just expression in general, I want to talk about just like a wild card topic, the best jerseys out there, right?
Toronto Raptor.
So, and not for nothing, the reason why I bring this up is because our boy Eli is sitting right in front of us with a pretty fire
Yeah, I fuck with their jersey.
Bro,
Toronto Blue Jays jersey.
The blue that the Blue Jays use is the best blue in the world.
It's regular royal blue, bro. Chill.
Yeah.
The Mets use that
I've
same
never-
royal blue.
I don't know, bro. It looks better in Toronto. I'm telling you, the Blue Jays jerseys are pretty fire. That's I think personally, and their
The-
powder blue that they use sometimes
The powder blue, I'll give you.
when they throw that back.
The
woo!
powder blue is
Bro.
super fire.
I just like jerseys that pop out at you.
Honestly, the jersey makes a difference, bro.
It
I'm
really
telling
does.
you, as an
It does,
athlete,
it does.
as an athlete, when you're looking fresh, right? And you got on your wristbands, your headband, you got
Who
you're
said it
sleeved
best?
up.
What did I think it was Primetime that said it, right? Dion. He
Oh,
said,
Primetime's
"Look
the
good,
GOAT.
look good, feel good, play good."
Absolutely,
That's what it boils down to.
absolutely. Primetime knows best. Come on, man.
Just we'll go around a little bit. Who's in all of sports, Eli? What's besides your own hometown teams, right? What's your favorite jersey out there?
All right, so we'll go around 3 sports. We'll say baseball, basketball, football.
All right, cool.
Can't be your hometown team, which sucks because it's the truth.
No,
But
you
it's
can't be
okay.
biased.
If I'm going baseball, I actually like the Pirates jersey, and I'm talking
They're
about
just
their
like
throwback jersey
Which one?
with all the colors.
Which one? Hold on, I gotta look this up. What do you mean the one with all the colors?
Hold on, I might be botching this. Is that the Pirates?
Or you're talking about the
Oh,
Astros?
that's the Astros.
The
I'm sorry,
Astros.
the Astros.
Oh,
I like the
about to say,
Astros.
like,
Sorry,
which one
my
has a
bad,
bunch of
guys.
colors?
Shout out to Houston, and I apologize to every Astros fan there
Damn,
for
obviously you don't like the jersey that much.
disgracing. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Houston, Pittsburgh. They're 2 hours away.
Houston and Pittsburgh?
Right? Flight.
What's
Oh,
good with
oh,
you, bro?
Flight.
Oh,
Oh,
guys.
okay,
Oh,
okay. I
okay.
was like,
Does anybody? What do you think I'm talking about? Walking?
Yeah.
For a
I thought you
second,
meant driving.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought driving for whatever
No,
reason.
flight.
Right?
Anyways, yeah, I
Doug,
like the
we were on
Astros.
the same page there, right?
I like that rainbow bullcrap that they have. That's pretty cool. And I like the Rockies. I like black and purple as a combo.
Yeah, that's a nice
I
jersey.
always have. I like
Well,
the
and I
Rockies.
also like the design of their jersey. I like how they had like the cutoff sleeves.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope. I like
Cutoff
that.
sleeves are the best, man.
Yeah, that's a good look.
They're just to play into. They're breathable. You gotta like it.
So, what do you? How about basketball?
Well, let's go around. Let's stay on baseball.
Stay on baseball.
Right. And let's
So
go
I think
around.
for me, for baseball, I like the jerseys that the Seattle Mariners came out with last year. Like they wore them once.
Is it the light blue?
No, it's
'Cause that's pretty fire too.
They wore like the whole theme of that jersey night was like what would jerseys look like? I think in like 10 to 20 years or something like that.
Oh, like the next gen jerseys?
Yeah, the next gen jerseys. I thought those were super cool. I know that a lot of people got a lot of like felt like some type of way about them, but I actually like those a lot.
I'm looking
I
at
like
them
that
right
they're
now.
different.
They're pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
trying to pull those up actually. Just trying to get
they're pretty fire. They're also like the vest style, where
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
not the vest, but like the cutoff sleeves, and they're like they're dark blue, or like I guess you could call it dark blue. It's almost like black. It's kind of also reminiscent of they actually did it years ago when Ken Griffey Jr. was there back in the 90s. So it's it's like an updated version of that. I think for me, in terms of baseball, I think that's one of my favorites.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
How do you feeling, Doug? How you feeling out here?
So mine is actually going to be the Diamondbacks. I really like their like
The new design or the
Which
old
one?
design?
the new
one?
design.
The Diamondbacks, Nando.
The red.
Yeah, that like fire red, and they got that like
The black
portion on the
striping.
sleeves.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like that design.
I
You know,
feel like
it's
there's
simple.
actually a lot of good jerseys in MLB. I feel like that's one sport where jerseys
They
aren't
do
really.
they do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do it right.
I think the better question is, can we name a bad jersey in the MLB?
Nah, there's plenty.
Let's name one.
Maybe the Red Sox.
Ah, come on. That's classic.
That is a classic.
It's classic, but it's a bad
Are-
jersey.
I think the Brewers jerseys are atrocious.
The ones that they wear on a regular basis, I hate too.
I think
But
they're terrible.
when they go
jerseys.
back to this like royal blue and yellow, I like that.
I like that too. But that's also part of like the newer design.
Yeah.
How about when Chris Sale was with the White Sox? Remember when he ripped up his jersey that he didn't want to? He was supposed to pitch that day. You guys
Yeah,
remember
I
that?
remember that.
He was supposed to pitch that day, and they were supposed to wear these throwback jerseys that apparently the players absolutely hated. And Chris Sale, so that the team wouldn't wear those jerseys, actually took his jersey and ripped it up pregame, and he actually got scratched from his start. It was the same season. It was right before he got traded to the Red Sox. Actually,
That's fun.
those were pretty bad. And then even like throwing it back a little bit more, back in the day, the White Sox for a season actually, their jerseys were okay, but they actually wore black shorts. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Look it up. Look it up. I think it's maybe in like the late 70s.
That's so weird.
They wore black shorts with like long white socks, so they look like straight up like dads out there playing.
That's funny. I'm waiting for a baseball team to actually make a baseball jersey out of a baseball 3/4 sleeve tee. You know?
Oh yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
wouldn't
You
that
know
be
how-
cool?
Yeah,
that would be
kinda
kind
hot.
of.
That would
That'd be pretty hot.
maybe we need to start sketching out
Come
these
on,
designs and be shipping
MLB,
it to
hit me
teams.
up. Hit me up, you know? Crossbox Talks, we got some ideas for you guys.
Eli might be a future fashion designer. We might see. Nando, what's your go-to jersey for MLB?
So I actually like the Marlins jersey.
I like that one, too.
I prefer out of the ones that I've seen. Like
Their
the black
home or
ones,
their
like
away?
the
Like the
Miami
all-black
logo,
ones?
the
What
white logo
color?
that kind of goes and you can kind of protrude it and see it reflected on on the black. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, those are
With
nice.
the fish over the M. I mean I don't know. I'm a fan of that one. I like different tones, and black and white are a lot of my favorite colors. I think so.
Just for
it's
the-
kind of nice to me.
The viewers, well, the listeners, Nando's handle on Xbox is like Nando305 or something.
Nandinho.
So I think We said no hometown teams, buddy.
How? But how are
Well,
you?
How
How are you gonna just throw his gamer tag out there like that?
Hey, man.
Florida, so Miami's just
He only
down
plays
south.
one
You know,
game
if I were to say
anyways.
a hometown team, it would have been like.
If you want an
Tampa Bay
easy
Rays
win
or
in
something.
FIFA, just add that gamer tag in.
Nah, chill. This man's gonna be getting a 1,000,001 freaking.
I lived
requests.
in Miami for like maybe
Hey,
like a year.
Hey, while we're on that topic, Chad Ochocinco, I have been trying to play for
Yo.
forever now. So if you're
Yes.
ever listening to this or somebody knows Chad Ochocinco,
Yes,
please
please.
let him know to DM Prospects Talk on Twitter. And
Yeah, we need everyone to.
Tell him to catch these hands.
We need everyone to
Or sticks, my
to
bad. Catch
tweet
these sticks.
at Chad Ochocinco,
Please.
and let him know
Facts.
that the
Prospect Talks
prospect
will-
talk wants we will give
Any
him the
day,
hands,
bro.
every single
We'll
one of
watch-
us.
we'll
Stick
watch it,
talk
bro.
every time, bro. 3-0. Anyways,
Hands down.
so that sounds good for MLB. Let's switch it up
transition.
to.
I want to talk about basketball because I got one that
Ooh.
I absolutely love.
And I think you're about to say what I'm thinking, and we might all have a consensus here, except
It
for
might be.
Doug.
But I love
We'll
the
see.
Miami
The
Heat,
Vice.
the Vice
Yes,
jersey.
absolutely.
No,
That's
it's
what I was
fire.
gonna say. too,
Everybody,
bro.
I told you, we all
Straight
were on
fire.
that. The Miami Vice.
So
Yes,
when those
the
came
Vice
out,
jerseys are fire.
they're so nice. When those came out, I was about to order a Dwayne Wade one, like the very day it came
I
out.
think I might tomorrow.
It sold out and got back ordered for God knows how long.
It's just so fire though. Like,
It's so fire. But now if you try to like, they'll sell out like pretty frequently, and if you try to get like the resale value on those is like absolutely stupid, especially now with him like about to retire.
Yeah,
you could
Oh
get
my
them in
God.
Macy's right now.
Yeah, but come on, that's like
Come on,
the that's not like we know that's
are
not
you
their
serious?
official.
Are you plugging up Macy's right now?
Hey,
I don't think Macy's pay us.
we got
Hey,
that
yeah,
side. I got that side.
Hey,
sponsorship.
Macy's isn't an advertiser, bro. Let's chill. Let's chill. Don't get that shit at Macy's.
Yeah.
So group consensus, that's the best jersey.
Group consensus. I
Yeah.
think we have to
Yeah.
say. I will say this. Over the last couple years, the NBA has now added those, like those soccer sponsors that you see on soccer jerseys.
I hate that.
I can't stand that, man.
There's a team.
Really?
There's a team that's sponsored by Bumble.
Oh,
Like
that's
the dating app.
Clippers.
The
right?
Clippers.
Yeah,
They're sponsored by Bumble.
You see how quick Doug?
Yeah.
that's why I signed up.
Yeah,
He's now a Clippers fan.
they're sponsored by Bumble, which is I think is the weirdest sponsor for the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I saw that and I was like, that can't be right.
I
That can't
had
be
to-
the same Bumble.
I had to Google it. Yeah, I had to Google it to see if it was like the same Bumble, and it was, and I was like, oh, this makes me feel weird.
Yeah. I don't like it
It-
because sometimes the ads and the sponsors and the colors are completely different. Like Bumble and the Clippers, like
Yeah.
that color scheme doesn't even go.
Yeah, and I mean at least
Yeah.
in soccer it makes sense.
Yeah. Right. And we're used to it.
So like who is it that's sponsored by T-Mobile? Bayern Munich, right?
Bayern Munich. Yeah.
Right. So T-Mobile's colored pink. For a brief time, I don't know if they still have them or not, but for a brief time they had pink, like all pink jerseys.
They had pink jerseys, and it just makes sense. What T-Mobile is
It's
a
a
German
German
company,
company.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
things like that make sense. But
It
Bumble
ties to the
I
team.
mean, well, I guess the Bumble was made in LA, huh?
Hey, or maybe that's where the most active users are.
Yeah. Doug,
Hey, Doug,
probably
maybe you
got
should take a trip to LA.
I
Maybe
might
maybe
have
the
to.
Bumble game might get stronger.
Maybe you actually might have a girl Bumble you back.
Chill. I actually just got a match while we're doing this. podcast.
Hey,
Damn it, Nando's mom.
yo, Nando, tell your mom to stay off of Bumble.
Okay, what you say?
We're good. Never mind. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Never mind. That was mad disrespectful. All right,
gonna
let's
need
get back
to
on
cut that
topic,
off.
guys. Let's get that back on topic.
NFL.
NFL. I think NFL's hard.
Woo.
NFL's hard because
There's a lot of ugly jerseys.
Yeah.
and there's a lot of and there's a lot of plain ass jerseys.
It's boring. They're
I think the
a lot of their.
I think the worst
jerseys
color
are-
scheme and the worst jersey is hands down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That shit is awful.
Well, because they have red, and then their secondary color is shit brown.
Yeah. Chill. It's better than the old peach jerseys they used to have.
They need to get
Which is-
their shit together.
Who is the marketing director for the Tampa
don't
Bay
know.
Buccaneers?
I don't know.
You can send us a DM as well.
Yeah, we'll step up your game.
Holy cow.
So I don't know if you've seen the Steelers jersey, the one that's like
We said no.
yellow
hometown
and
teams.
black stripes. That one's kind of gross too.
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
pretty
lie.
ugly too.
The Steelers are in general just ugly.
I think
All
it's
of their fans are ugly.
the Jets when they go
No,
back.
not the black on white.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I think the Jets once had that throwback jersey where it was just like a navy blue.
The navy
and a
blue with the yellow.
helmet.
Oh, that was terrible.
I was like, what?
that was
I
terrible.
think the first time I saw it was like when Brett Favre was
yeah.
a Jet.
Yeah,
Hey,
that one's-
chill,
that
chill.
one's ugly.
little fun story. When I was younger, and when the Jets first got Brett Favre, I had a family member that bought me a Jets jersey, not realizing I was a Giants fan, and it was a Brett Favre Jets jersey. And I remember getting that and being like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
Is this a joke?
Yeah, like what is this? Like I think I might have been like 12 at the time or something like that. And I remember looking at it and being like, "I'm never gonna wear this shit like ever." And I don't think I even have it anymore.
Did you burn that jersey?
No, I don't. Like, we're not talking about this again, man. If you burn, listen, for all the listeners out there, if you burn jerseys, get your shit together. Get your shit, or you know what? You can, on a serious note, if you burn your jerseys, maybe instead of burning that jersey, just donate it. Right? There's people out there that could probably use that. It's so disrespectful for me for you to burn the jersey.
Yeah,
But
I like that.
that's the last thing I'll talk on that. I'm passionate about that topic.
All right. So jerseys.
All right,
Eli.
I feel like I've turned this whole topic about worst jerseys, which is kind of funny.
And yeah, we were supposed to be talking about the ones we like.
But,
So
okay.
I'll give you one that I like for the NFL. I personally like the Vikings.
Yeah.
The purple.
Purple is
It's all
just such a nice color, right? Like the Ravens, I like
It,
too.
it is
Yeah.
nice. It
The
is
all
nice.
black Ravens. Oh my god.
I'm personally not a person that's gonna go out there wearing all purple like shit like or anything like that. But I think on jerseys and sports, I love purple and I love yellow.
So I think my favorite jersey in the NFL has always been San Diego Chargers. And I say San Diego Chargers, not the LA Chargers.
The throwback ones, like the
The
baby
light
blues or
blue
the new
with the
ones?
white helmet and the yellow Charger.
The baby blue.
The
Yeah.
baby blue. Oh, bro, that's so sweet.
That's like the same like powder blue of like the Blue Jays.
What the Blue Jays
Yeah,
wear.
yeah.
When LT's running down the field in that powder blue. Bro,
Damn, I haven't heard someone reference LT in a
yeah, man. LT's
minute.
the GOAT, man.
But I like to mention, I really like the Saints jerseys. It's pretty straightforward.
Which
black.
one?
The all
The
black.
all black?
The black with the gold around the rim.
Oh, and then the black pants.
Yeah.
The gold helmet.
I really
That's
like
alright.
that one.
It's too plain for me.
Doug, you've been black and gold your whole life.
That's
Get away
true.
from it. Doug's high school was
He
black
really
and
has.
gold. His college he graduated from was black and gold. Go Knights, but jeez, bro, get away.
Doug on the way over here was listening to Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa. That's just his theme song. That's just how he lives his life.
And I was listening to We Them Boys.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus, stop. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the guy, the self-proclaimed point of what's it? What
The
did he say?
voice of reason.
The voice of reason. That's
Yeah.
what he said.
A
you
reason
did not
not
allow-
to listen to him. But
You're never allowed to call yourself that again.
So how about this? Let's make NFL a little bit more fun because I think it's more easier to get into color schemes and talk about their jerseys. So let's just go by division. We'll say the best and the worst. All right.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll start with the AFC North. All right. So that's the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets.
I'm gonna have to go to the Dolphins.
You say Dolphins have the best
Just yeah. Or are we talking about the overall color scheme, or we're talking about individual jerseys?
jerseys, everything, color scheme,
I
a
like
best and a worst.
I like the overall color scheme of the Dolphins, and I think the worst. No, there's a lot of Patriots fans out there, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for them. I think the Patriots are the worst because it's the most bland. It's the most like they never really do anything creative with their jerseys. They haven't. I mean, they're obviously they're a classic team, so you know they're not gonna change up any designs anytime soon. But I don't know. It's boring for me.
So I like the Dolphins. To me, they're kind of tied with the Bills. I actually like the Bills. I've always
Yeah,
liked
I
their
would
jerseys.
go with the Bills.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Bills best, worst, Jets or Patriots. You pick. Doesn't matter. to
I was
me.
gonna go with the best Bill. I like the white, like the numbers with the blue actual jersey, but I can't stand the Patriots ones. They are kind of just black to me too.
All right, cool. So let's keep it going. So AFC North, Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
Yo,
So I think the
who is
consensus is
sponsor
the
for
Browns is gonna be the worst.
bro? The jerseys are so plain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think Odell Beckham
Browns are
makes that
boring.
jersey look a lot better. But geez, the
Once
Browns
again,
are the
another
worst.
team that implements the shit brown
And
color.
I love the Ravens, but the Bengals have a pretty sweet helmet too, man.
You said the Bengals?
I like
Yeah, their
their
helmet's nice.
helmets are nice.
Yeah, I guess I can agree with that.
It's a better color scheme than the Browns.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the South, the Texans, the Colts, the Jags, Titans.
That's a hard one.
I would go with I like the Jags.
I like the Jags too.
Ooh, I don't
Yeah.
think I like the
It's
Jags.
a little bit unique, their colors.
I think I like the Colts because it's clean.
It's clean.
Like, I like the all white with just the hints of blue. Like I
Yeah,
like that a
it's
lot.
clean. I like that. I think the worst would be the Texans. I think it's
The navy blue and the red.
yeah. I don't think it complements that great.
And I think there's a lot of teams and things out there that have
Yeah.
implemented those.
Yeah,
those
I would
schools
go with
together.
actually Houston being the worst. I don't really like their uniforms.
Yeah, Doug, we just said that.
Yeah, thanks for
all
supporting
right.
us though.
Oh, I thought you said Titans.
Nando, you want to
Moving
chime
on,
in
moving
real
no,
on.
quick?
my bad.
Yeah, you have anything to say on that, or you agree?
No, I said I like the Jags jerseys as well.
Yeah. All right. AFC West, Broncos, Chargers. We also got the Chiefs, and last but not least, who are we missing? The Oakland Raiders.
So I have to think. I think for me, I have to say it's a tie between the Chargers and the Raiders. I just like
I
that.
think the
black and
Raiders
silver.
are so iconic.
It's so iconic, especially like
Yeah.
I've had.
But just because they're like, I mean, they are iconic, but I don't know. The color scheme is pretty simple to me too.
It
so I'm
is
not- I don't
simple,
know.
but there's sometimes they're simple that's like
That
It's like the
works.
New York
Flat, and
Yankees,
then-
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's
I think that's a
sometimes
good-
simple like is good, and I think in this scenario it's a good one. Worst one in that division, I think I'm gonna have to say the Broncos.
I
Yeah.
would say the Chiefs.
Well,
I was gonna say the Chiefs myself too.
I like the Chiefs. I'm with Danny on this one, Broncos. So let's go to NFC East. The one, the only, the best franchise of all time, the Dallas Cowboys, America's
Shut
team.
up.
That's the worst. That's the worst jersey.
Yep, hands down.
I think
The
I think so many people are gonna say that just because it's the Cowboys,
The
and there's
New
so
York
many people
Giants?
that are just hop on the Cowboys' dick.
I think the Cowboys have the better cross reference to the Yankees. That star is iconic, boys. Don't disrespect it. The Eagles and the Reds, trash skins.
Oh, the Redskins are trash.
The
Yeah,
Redskins are
they're
terrible.
trash.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
And I think just by, I don't personally think this, but I think if you polled like 100 people, they'd probably say the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's just
Probably.
too iconic.
Yeah,
Um,
I personally think I like the Eagles
I was
jerseys.
gonna
Well,
say
I
I,
like
do
the
like
Eagles
the Eagles
better.
all black, but
Yeah, I love they're all black.
Yeah.
go Cowboys. Anyways, NFC North, the Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings.
Vikings for me is the best. The Bears are the worst.
Wow, I was gonna say the Bears. I like the
I would-
best.
Really?
I
actually
like the
don't like
orange
the
and the navy
Packers
blue.
jersey.
I like it.
What was that, Nando?
But I don't like the Packers. jersey.
Yeah, I think the Packers are the worst.
Yeah, I don't like the Packers.
Yeah.
I kind of like the green and yellow.
Yeah, all right.
Eh.
Lil Wayne
You're a
likes the
cheesehead.
Packers, so
I think green is just different. There's not a lot of teams out there rocking the green.
gotcha. NFC South, we got the Falcons, Panthers. I'll just throw that out. I like that a lot. Saints and the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers is obviously
Bucks.
the consensus
Bucks
worst.
is the worst.
Um,
And I like the Saints, so I'll go with the Saints.
I like the Panthers.
I'm gonna go Panthers too.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are both bums.
And the very last conference, the West, we got the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks.
Rams are the best.
Yeah.
Rams are the
Really?
best, and just because Doug is a 49ers fan, I'm gonna say the 49ers are the worst.
I actually like the Seahawks a lot too, but I'm going to go with the Rams. And I agree, the 49ers are the worst because that Cardinals black is actually pretty nice.
Yeah,
The Cardinals black is nice, but
Yeah.
I really like
and the
that-
49ers are the
that-
worst team in that division.
I really like that neon green Seattle
Yeah, I
jersey.
like
As
Seattle
he
too.
completely disregards what I just told him.
Yeah, because you're.
Is it not the truth? Are the 49ers not the worst team in that division?
Right now, yes, but they're coming up.
They're coming up where?
Coming up to the playoffs next year.
I'll tell you
You
what's
watch.
coming.
Bro, coming
Jimmy
up.
G.
Jimmy
Bro.
Jesus.
Coming up. That's like coming up from the basement to the first floor, bro.
Yo,
You
it's
still
happening.
at floor number 1.
Yo, and
You
we're
still-
coming up.
Okay. Okay.
Watch.
How many wins do you think they get this year?
This year, 10 wins.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
10 wins.
God.
Doug,
10
if,
wins.
if the 49ers get
I'm
10
telling
wins,
ya.
I will personally pay your next car payment.
All right, please
after the
do,
league.
bro. Because they're getting
Ooh.
10
I'll pay off your car.
This
You
is
heard it here
recorded.
today, Prospect fan.
Hey,
10
listen
wins.
back to it.
Ooh. Okay.
Listen
we're
back to
we're
it.
getting this, and after the podcast is done,
We'll
we're getting
see.
in that writing. We'll listen back to this. But I agree. I don't think they're. I'm not willing to bet that, but I don't think they're gonna get 10 wins.
All right.
There's no
All
way.
right.
They're going to get 10 wins, I'm
There you
telling
go.
you.
Well, I
They
mean, that
completely
wraps.
rebuilt their linebacker core. You watch.
All right. All right. Well, with that said, that wraps up the inaugural Prospect Talk podcast.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone out there listening. We're right now our website's in the process of being finished up, right? So as soon as that's done, that's coming soon. We'll 100% be letting you guys know so you can check that out. And then from now on, just following us on social media. Following our YouTube channel,
Absolutely.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Twitter.
Eli, you wanna shout out those handles real quick
yeah,
for
I'll
us?
plug us up. It's at Prospects Talk _. That's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Prospects Talk. You'll see Doug's shining face. Can't miss it.
Yep, it's
And
under the
then-
same thing on YouTube, Prospect
and
Talk.
YouTube, Prospects
Yep.
Talk, guys. Like Danny said, site's coming soon, guys. I'm excited. There's a lot of great
Yeah.
content on there. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. You're gonna get access to a lot of great things. If you guys play fantasy sports, and you guys make money playing fantasy sports, you're gonna love this site.
Or
Definitely
even,
a must.
even if you are just intrigued by the idea of making some money from your passion
Absolutely.
like sports,
Talk to one of our consultants. You know.
yeah, get with those guys are great. They definitely know, definitely know the ins and outs of what they're doing. They've helped me out a couple of times, so definitely check out the website once we
Yeah,
get that going.
for sure.
Until then, reach out to us on our social media.
Yeah.
We'll be you guys will be hearing from us very soon.
Absolutely, guys.
All right,
Peace.
we're out.
All right, guys.